With us now is Lauren, and guess what? She was also in the same movie with Ray Romano that Tony LoBianco was in, and so many other fine actors. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Lauren. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I got to watch your reel, and it says legit. So what is the difference when somebody has a reel and then they have something that's a legit reel?
Okay, so that has to do with your film and TV credits. So I also have a commercial reel as well, but that's, that's more of my commercial stuff, my more improv, fun kind of, did you get to see that one?
I did.
Okay.
I'm really a big fan of your work. I think you're extraordinary.
Thank you.
You're really funny. You do have a lot of comedy, even in the stuff that you're playing seriously.
Yes.
You know, like when you're like cuffing somebody and you're doing all the seriousness, there's like a little impish grin in your eye. Like a little, does that make sense to you?
Yes, it totally makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, you're like, because I can tell you're having fun, but you're also bringing like a little bit of levity to every role.
Thank you. I appreciate that because I definitely would agree with that. I feel like that's just who I am as a person. I'm a very positive person. So I always find something that I love in every character that I play, even if, it is somebody who's, putting handcuffs on somebody else. It's still a person. They still go through life and they have positive things happen to them. So I feel like I really do bring myself to every role that I play.
So when did it become an opportunity for you to go from like a high school play to actually an actor? Because there's some people that say, I want to grow up to be an actor. And then there's that moment where you're able to say to yourself, I am an actor. What was that like for you?
Well, I always worked throughout school, so I knew I always wanted to be an actor. So I would go into the city and I would audition for things, but one of my first gigs was working car commercials, and that was on Long Island, where I'm from. So anything that started with Atlantic, so Atlantic Honda, Atlantic Hyundai, Atlantic Toyota, I was like the face of those commercials. And at first it just kind of started out online, which is great because everything online now is, huge and great exposure.
Right, it's whatever screen is a screen is a screen.
Exactly. Right. And then one of them ended up on TV, and then that's when people were just flipping through the channels, and then my face pops up, and they're like, "Wait a second!" And they take a double look, and they're like, "Wait a second, was that you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." How insane is that? And then I just feel like that kind of catapulted, and I'm like, you know what? I felt like so confident. I'm like, this is what I want to do. Nothing's going to stop me, kind of a thing. And one of my most favorite jobs that I worked on was Law and Order SVU. That was so cool, and I did get to play like a badass cop. So I loved working on that, and that felt so real to me too. I'm like, this is legit.
I'm doing this.
This is like my legit reel. It was a legit thing. So I did that, and then when they asked me to come back, oh my gosh, that was a great feeling. That was the best. My family was all excited. I was all giddy. And yeah, I had a great time working with all the cast and crew on that. And then Ray Romano, and that was amazing as well.
So do you have an agent? Do you have a manager? What's the process like for you now?
Okay, so I do have an agent. I don't have a manager right now, but my agent, my whole team is amazing. I love them so much. They are the best people because they're so on my side, and I feel like a lot of people could have agents that they don't really hear from. There's not great communication, but I have nothing but amazing things to say about my team.
Did they help you get this role with the Ray Romano movie?
Yes,
Somewhere
they
in
did.
Queens? Okay.
Yes.
So tell us the process.
Okay. It was a really cool process because I remember getting that initial email. That was the audition for this, and of course, you see Ray Romano's name, you're like, whoa, this is big.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. Right. And in my head, I thought that too. I'm like, this is going to happen. I'm going to book this. But you never really know. So right now in this whole COVID world, we're not seeing people in person. So I had to send in a self-tape. And I remember reading for the role. I read for the role of the bride. And I added a little bit of improv into it because that's my background. That's where I come from, my comedy. So I added that in, and I kind of made the role my own. And I remember my agent reaching out and being like, that was a badass audition. He was like, even if you didn't book the role, you definitely booked to the room.
Good.
And that really resonated with me. And he was right. They came back and they were like, look, we gave that role to somebody else, but we loved your audition tape so much that we want to give you another role. Would you be interested in something like that? I'm like, of course I would. So they created the role of Alexandra, who I got to play. And I remember speaking with Ray at our wrap party. This was such like a a shocking moment to me that he told me he was the one that watched my audition tape, and he was quoting what I said in my audition tape. He was quoting my improv.
Wow.
He was like, yeah, I remember watching your tape and thinking, this isn't the role for her, but I know what this role is, and we're gonna make this role.
He recognized that person that you became.
Exactly.
He recognized it.
Exactly.
I did too. It was awesome. Yeah. So there we are at Tribeca for the screening, right, of Somewhere in Queens. I mean, that's a big screen. Yeah. We're talking, it's like 4 regular movie screens now. They have people up in the balcony. Yes. So here you are, your face is like 9 feet tall. What was that like? It seemed like there was a lot of camaraderie. A lot of the actors came to the screening.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, just from starting out, walking down the red carpet with them, I was shaking. I'm like, this is not happening. This is not real, but it was. And then all of a sudden, I felt my confidence come back, and I'm like, you know what? This was an amazing film. We're gonna have a great night tonight. And all the paparazzi are like, Lauren, look this way, look that way. I'm like, ah! Yeah. So then we watched the film, and anytime that I do any project, my family is so supportive. They are there 100% of the way, always watching. And the second that I popped up on the screen, my sister's like sitting next to me, my husband's there, my whole family's there, and they're all like, ah! And
I thought I heard that. That was your family?
Yeah, that was my family.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Loud Italian, so
I get that. I get
mean,
that too. My mom used to say, she would come see something I did. She goes, that's my baby. I could always hear her. I'd be like, oh my God.
nice.
She didn't like say it to herself, that's my baby. It was like loud. Right? It was like, wow.
Oh, maybe she's saying that right now. She's watching.
Obviously, absolutely. She's always watching me.
Aw, that's so nice.
But yeah, the film was great. So are you working on new projects now? Or
Yes.
Are you, okay, what are you working on now? Can you say any?
So I can mention a little bit, because I got some good news recently. I did a film that we wrapped in 2020. It was a crazy time. It was, masks and just the whole COVID protocol with the COVID officer making sure that we were all staying sanitized and making sure that nobody got sick, which luckily nobody did get sick. But I did play a lead in this film. It's called The Nomad, and it just got picked up for international sales. So we're really excited about that. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the trailer for it, and
good.
It's good.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Well, congratulations, continued success. I'd love to just track you. I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm probably going to do it for another 15. So let's just watch your whole career blossom. But continued success. So nice to meet you. And yes, I think people should just go to follow like your Instagram. They'll be entertained just by watching your reel.
And I love entertaining people, and I love making people laugh. So
good at it. You're really good at it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Follow her. Look at all of her socials, and if you're an actor, maybe take her advice to heart and just do it.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.